once said, I'm a songwriter. I'm a composer in residence, I suppose you would say. And I came along to the Parramatta CEO after many years of working with creative arts teachers and school bands, with people trying to find music that was really going to engage young people. And they were sick of Come As You Are, as much as that's lovely, but they're over it. I operate under what I call the under-my-nose philosophy of life. And the under-my-nose philosophy of life says whatever God sticks right under my nose, that's what I'm going to pay attention to. Because I get angry about church politics. I get frustrated with the strict parameters that I have to operate within, all of those sorts of things. And when all is said and done, what I need to dedicate myself to is developing my gifts for the great glory of God. So instead of writing for rock bands, I'm writing for this now. And different things land under my nose. One day, a friend of mine came to me, his name is Dave Brebner, and he said, now listen, Amanda, I've got this song, I've got a great verse, but I don't know what else to do with it. I've had it for a few years now, and I can't think of what I can put after this. And he played me this beautiful, beautiful beginning of this song. At the same time, I was working with a group of Josephite sisters, and we were preparing for the feast of Mary MacKillop. And so I really entered into this story of Mary MacKillop, and I read letters that she'd written and things that people had written about in her life. And I became more and more and more impressed by this woman. Here was a woman who went, despite what all the powers that be would have to say, she would see a need and say, anybody who sees a need, they have to do something about it. You can't just sit on your bum doing nothing. You've got to get up and you've got to move. And even when she ran afoul of the powers that be and was actually excommunicated, you know, you can imagine it. She's gone to the office to see the bishop, and the bishop said, Sister Mary, I don't like the way you're doing things. And she's gone, I'm very sorry about that. I want you to give this governor's child wants to come to one of your schools, and he wants to have a special desk, and he wants to have special food, and he wants to have special treatment, and he's going to give a lot of money to the diocese, so you have to abide by that. And she said, well, look, I'm very sorry. I can't treat that child any more special than I treat all the other children. I treat them all specially. And so he said, well, if you don't obey, you're out. And she said, well, I'm sorry, but I've been called by God to minister to these children. It doesn't matter to me. If he deserves better lunches, well, then everybody deserves better lunches. If he deserves a better desk, then everybody deserves a better desk. We're all God's children. And so the bishop didn't like that and excommunicated her. And so she goes back to the convent, and she's got all the sisters there, and the sisters are all hanging there, and they're saying, you know, oh, Mother, what's happening? And she said, oh, well, you know, they excommunicated me. Don't worry, we're all working for the same God. They'll come round in the end. She just had this trust, this amazing, amazing trust. That's, you know, I got this picture, this strongest picture of her walking out of that office and hearing the laughter of the children and thinking, I can hear God in the laughter of the children. Looking in their faces, that's where I see the face of God. Tasting the food that she had to eat every day, that's how she could taste God. So God wasn't somewhere far away. She wasn't ever cut off from God. And in fact, I'm of the opinion that the harder things get, the closer we have to hold on to God, like Mary did. So from that came this song. This is my love song, Mary's love song, when she's just been excommunicated and she's hanging on to God. It's called Take the World Away.
the world away. When I see your smile, it lightens my darkest day. It could be raging a storm all around, and I'd be at peace, lost in your gaze. I'm trusting you with every breath I take. Be with me now in every move I make. To love, I wanna feel your love surround me. To love, to see you in everything around me. To love, in ways that only you've taught me to love. You show me how to love. When I taste your love, it almost takes my breath away. And I know you're right here deep inside to love me through each day. When I feel your touch, I believe I can make it through. You give me all of the love that I need, and fear just fades away. I'm trusting you with every breath I take. Be with me now in every move I make. To love, I wanna feel your love surround me. To love, to see you in everything around me. To love, in ways that only you've taught me to love. When I hear your voice, I wanna run to you. I wanna melt right into your embrace and let you take the world away. Let you take the world away. Let you take the world away. Let you take